Hi, welcome back. This is Kirsten from JK Fiber Arts. Today we are going to do a little bit of spinning from the fold. I have this really beautiful comb top blend from Camash Fiber Arts, and I thought it would be a little fun to show you what it's like to spin some pineapple. The pineapple is the white in here. This is Merino, pineapple, and silk. And I love the colors in this. I've spun pineapple before, and it's a little bit crunchy when you spin it, or a little bit stiff. And I sometimes have been getting some wooden type bits of fiber. It's kind of stiff. I'll show you once we start spinning this. But this particular blended top lends itself to spinning from the fold. That way we don't muddle the colors up. One of the first things that I wanted to show you is when you spin from the fold, I usually will just take a staple length of this, not too much, usually, that might have been a little short, but usually around 4 to, well, maybe not, that's about 5 inches, somewhere between 4 and 6 inches. And you hold it in your hand like this, and then you tease out the little bit over the tip. And then you spin these colors in order. And when you spin from the fold, that helps to preserve the purity of the color so you get less blending. And then depending on how you ply that, if you chain ply it, it'll keep it even more pure. What I will typically do is I will just break off pieces in my fiber prep so I can just grab it from my bowl so I don't have to stop whenever I'm spinning and break a piece off all the time. So, and that is, oh, that's probably about 6 inches, that one. So this pineapple is a little stiffer. And oh, here's one of those pieces I told you I'd show you. And you can see how it stands up on its own here, and it's kind of rough, and these I throw away when I come across them spinning. You'll feel it. It feels kind of hard. It's almost like a little, it's just like a very coarse plant fiber, like inside of a raw stick. And it's just not quite combed the whole way. So I just chuck those out. I imagine that like finding a guard hair. So all I'm gonna do is just keep tearing off these chunks, and then I'll just throw them in the bowl, and like this. And you just pull them out as you go along, and we'll be ready to spin this. And I've made all my little pieces I broke off here, and we're gonna spin those up. When starting to spin from the fold, you just take your piece of fiber, you fold it in half over your index finger. You're just gonna tease a little piece out to the tip of your small finger, and then you're going to join with the fiber that you already have, and you're just gonna bring those couple of fibers out. And when you're doing this, I switch my camera to my right. I almost always spin with the camera over my left side. This is a little weird for me. But you're gonna keep instead of holding it down like this, you're gonna have it up just a little bit, and that will help to keep the color that you're working on more intact. And then I am trying to spin this at a WPI 20 for chain plying, and that will give us the best color preservation and brightness. Let's do a little WPI check here, and I'm a little bit thin, more like a 28 probably, so not so much a 20, so we need to thicken that up a bit. I'm a little too thin. And you can see now I'm onto this blue color here. One of the things that you can do if you don't like holding your fingers straight out, which I'm not a super big fan of, just keep my finger sticking out there. I don't know why, I just don't like it. Makes my finger hurt. But you can change your grip and just hold it like this, and it will still tease the color up. And again, you're gonna hold it not down like this, but up just a tiny bit. It doesn't have to be up a lot. It's not a dramatic position change, just enough so that you'll get that color. Here we go. Here's some pineapple, and the pineapple is a little more. So here's a interesting part about the spinning this particular blend, because, and you can see this little blip right here. So what you see here is this is one of those harder pieces of fiber, and you can see how stiff it is. Let's do this. You can see that it just sticks straight up in the air. I mean, it's stiff. It's like a little piece of really hard fiber. So I get rid of those. Consider those guard hairs, and I just pull them out when I come to them. So the other point when I'm spinning from a blend like this is I'm spinning different types of fibers. So there's silk, there's merino, and there's the pineapple. And when I get to the pineapple, it has a different kind of staple length and a different texture and a different quality to it. So this is the merino, and that is like, I can pull this out. It's like butter pulling this out. And it's really, really smooth and easy. And the silk is the same way. Spinning silk from the fold is, I think, the best way to spin it. And it's really, really lovely to do that. And then when I get to the pineapple, it's a little different quality to that plant fiber. And with it, it is, it kind of likes to spin thinner. In fact, talking of thin, let's see if I have adjusted enough. Nope, that's even thinner than it was before, so we need thicker. I should stop talking and pay attention to what I'm doing. Let's see if we like this one. That's a little better. Let's check out our twist here too. A little ply back. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so I like that. So you can see here that this is a part that's merino, and I can tell it's merino just because it spins like merino. It's very smooth and it's got a short staple length. Oh, little piece of pineapple in there. There we go. So that looks really nice. So I'm imagining that 3-plied is going to be, or chain plied, which will give you, triple this, will be nice. And again, I'm just holding this down here and just giving it just the tiniest bit of upward and back angle to what I'm holding here. And you don't want to let go of this stuff down here. I'm still holding on to that fairly snugly. I mean, you don't need a death grip on it. But if you let it go, then it starts to get wound up, and it messes up the color blending. We're almost to the end here. Looks like we're going to end with some pineapple. There's some of it here. Like I said, it doesn't like to spin at the same speed and staple length as the other stuff. But when you set the twist for this, the pineapple gets soft. Like right now, when you spin it, it's kind of stiff, I guess is the best way that I would describe it. Not even coarse, just stiff. But once you set it and it gets wet, it gets really soft, and it is lovely, and it gives a nice little sheen. And now I'm just going to reach over and grab the next piece, which I have in my bowl because I did this ahead of time so I wouldn't have to stop too much. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to tease a little piece out onto the tip of my index finger. And then you just join like so. And then you're off and running. So today I went for a bike ride this morning with my husband, and he got a flat tire. And it was the most serendipitous flat tire ever. So he called me on his phone because I didn't notice he had a flat and I was ahead of him, and I just kept riding. And he called me. I went back to where he was, and he had a flat right at the sign for this little town. We were maybe 7 miles or something away from our house. But I never really noticed the sign because it's on a highway that we typically are driving on very fast. And there was a little sign that said today, Colonial Days, at this little straw bridge thing. And it was, they had a picture of a spinning wheel, and I was like, oh, let's ride our bikes there. So I very quickly Googled it to see how far away it was, and it was like 1.5 miles. And I was like, oh yeah, let's ride our bikes there. It was super fun. They had this tent set up, and I met a few people from a weaving guild that's out of Howard County, which is about 45 minutes or so from where I live, so not too far. And I was really excited, and we had a great talk, and I think I'm going to join their guild. It was the best flat tire ever. Oh, here's one of those things. I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is a piece of that pineapple. Do you see this? It's just sticking out, really coarse. It doesn't fold or drape like the other fibers. And it's sticking right here, and I'm just going to pull it out. And you can see it stands up completely straight on its own. It's like a piece of straw almost. So anytime I see those, pick them out. So while I was there was the cutest little boy. He, I don't know how old, he was probably like 4 and maybe 5. He was so cute. I taught him how to spin. There was an empty Ashford Traveler there for them to show people on. And he was sat down at it, and he just started treadling like he was riding a bicycle crazy fast. So I just went up and started chatting with him because the other ladies were busy with other people and doing some crafts and stuff. And it was super fun. He was so adorable, and he had a not bad single when he finished, and we gave it to his dad. It was super cute. So it was like the best flat tire ever. That's all I can say. And it was a beautiful day, and we were riding around on the farm, backcountry roads in Carroll County, and it was a good day. It was a really good day. Oh, here's another one of those little pineapple things. Oh, that's a bigger one than I thought. Oh, the other good thing is, right here I noticed that I have too much twist, and when you're spinning a single, you can't take the twist out like you can when you're plying. So the only way to do it is to actually let the fiber untwist. And so I can do it like this. So this one had a little too much twist in it for my taste. So I can actually take the twist out that way. And now it's not over twisted. That's another upside to spinning from the fold because they're little short manageable pieces so it can spin around. So just a little fun tip there. Happening. This is the bobbin with the single from this pineapple, merino, and silk blend, and we're going to get that on the tension lazy Kate and chain ply that. I wanted to tell you about this. This is the 4 ounces I have remaining. I had 8 ounces. What I'm going to do is spin this thick and thin. I think it's going to look super cool thick and thin, and just coincidentally, I purchased this 1,000-yard Mulberry silk thread cone through the Miller Girls Luxury Fibers, and look at that. I mean, I could not have picked that any better. It's totally a random coincidence, but I'm going to use that to ply for thick and thin, and we'll go ahead and do that sometime coming up very soon during the Tour de Fleece. I like to stick with some thicker spins during the Tour de Fleece so I can get more things accomplished, and mostly we're going to be seeing art bats that I have blended, all those art bats that I just did a big long run of. and we're also going to be doing some of the stuff I hand dyed. So hopefully you'll be seeing this coming up real soon. Let's get back to our chain ply. So I have my Lazy Kate set up. It is behind me and to my left. I don't think I've mentioned my wheel in a while, so just in case anybody's new watching, I do almost all of my plying on my Kromsky Sonata, and this is a travel wheel. It folds up. It is single drive, and it has Scotch tensions. So I also have a auto level winder on this, which is a battery operated winder. The thing I love about it is you can use your bobbins that come with your wheel. You don't have to buy a whole nother family of bobbins like you do with the woolly winder. They have great customer service too, level winding systems. I'm really waiting for them to come out with one for the minstrel, which is what I spin most of my singles on. So not yet, but someday I think. So all I'm going to do here is I just attach my Scotch tension, and I try to set this tension as loose as I can just to get the draw. When it comes to doing a chain ply too, I usually will do this on the slower whirl because my hands are not as fast. It's on the larger whirl, like so. And I have my Scotch tension. It's on, it's not tightened yet. And I'm just gonna slide my leader through here. And then I tighten my Scotch tension just enough so that I can have a little bit of tension in it here. That's probably going to be more than adequate. And then my leader yarn, I usually will have a knot tied in the end. This one does not have a knot. I'm going to put one in right now. I think I broke it off the last time I was doing this. Just going to break this and even up my ends here. All I do is just put a little knot on the end of this, so I have, basically it's just a big loop. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my single, and I'm making a big loop, and I'm just tying it in a knot. Like so. And then I'm going to take these loops, and I'm going to put my right hand through the leader and grab this loop and just pull it through. So now they look like this. I'm just going to wind this on, and we'll see if I have enough draw. Oh, actually, seems quite lovely. All right. And then where this just joined here, now I have just a very secure join. Now we're ready to actually start doing the chain plying. And the key of chain plying is have a nice big loops, and then you're going to just grab, and you're going to pull this one through. This will, as it's spinning, twist up, and you draw back, make a big loop, and you'll see as I go along here. Let me get this going. So what I do is my left hand is going front, and right here where all those join together, that's where you get that little bump. I usually will slide my hand over that just a little bit just to control that twist, and then I'm making a big loop, and then I'm just sliding. And I imagine that it's like a crochet chaining your skeins when you're making them look all pretty after you have them spun up. And I have had this conversation before, and everybody always wants to helpfully point out that I have my yarn on the left side. And yes, I know. I'm right-handed, but I like to do this from my left side. Yes, I know that supposedly it gets in my way more, but it doesn't bother me, and I'm actually much more comfortable this way. But you can keep it on your right side if you'd like. It's really whatever works for you. I had the joy of being taught by the wonderful Judy Leppo, who is left-handed, and so I learned how to do a lot of things left-handed. just going to stop and check this twist here. When I stop to check the twist, I usually just put my hand through the loop and then pinch it here so nothing gets tangled. And I'm just going to have this come back on something. That's beautiful. I love that ply back test. I've got a nice soft open loop here. This looks lovely. I like that angle. Let's see if we can grab the angle of ply here. So we are right at about 30 degrees. So I'm happy with anything between, 25 and 30. So that looks good. So I'm very pleased with what I see. So we're just going to continue on. And the key to this is keeping the tension on it. So I don't really ever let go with my left hand. I pinch here, I make a big loop and I hold it there, and then I slide the twist back. And I make a big loop, and then I just let this slide back. As I let it go onto the bobbin, don't let go with whatever hand you have as your forward hand. Your forward hand is the hand that is going to be doing all the control work. I'm excited to show you what this looks like after, because I showed you how the pineapple fiber, it's a little bit stiff when you first start with it. Oops, I got a little over twist there. I don't like that. There we go. Nice. I just felt that. I don't even know if you could see it, but I could feel it. And you don't want that it gives you like a little pigtail thing sticking out. So when I first was showing you the pineapple fiber, it was, I have some areas that are stiff, but what I wanted you to see at the end here, how it gets really soft after you set it, and it has a sheen that's like silk. So it is going to be just beautiful when it's finished. Here is the final chain plied merino pineapple mulberry silk blend, and it is quite lovely. It ended up being a 11 WPI, so around a DK. Some of it's a sport. This one's a little thinner here, but most of it is DK weight, and it's really nice. I love the colors. The chain ply really did keep the purity of the colors. And you can see the nice brightness in it. It looks great. I don't know what I'm gonna make with it. They're not really my colors, but I think somebody's gonna love it. Hope you guys have found something useful in this video, and I will see you next time. Until then, spin happy.